Well, we do want to stay on top of stories coming out of our community, and one of those is back to school. We know, parents are like, yes, send those kids back. Some of them not so much, but we are excited. We know that our teachers, the staff, everybody getting so excited and ready. I mean, really never stops. And we have Clayton County in the building today talking about back to school. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for being here. The interim superintendent of Clayton County Schools.
Absolutely.
For those who are not familiar, introduce yourselves to the people.
Well, my name is Dr. Douglas Hendrix Sr., and I am the interim superintendent of Clayton County Public Schools.
Yes, sir. Some new leadership coming in, parents, students, getting ready. We know, and shout out to all of the teachers, all of the educators,
Yes.
all of the principals, the staff. My God, what it takes to run a school every single day. We are so appreciative for all of you. And we know that parents are eager to get their kids back
Absolutely.
in. Kids may or may not be excited. Of course, they're excited to see their friends. But we are excited for education under there. For parents and teachers headed back, what is just top of mind for you right now? When does school start in Clayton County?
Yeah, well, school starts Monday, August the 3rd, so it's right around the corner.
Yes.
And I believe that parents and children are ready. I think children are just as eager to see their friends and their teachers
Yes.
as parents are as eager to give them to us so that we can take over the duty for the time period that belongs to schools. But we're excited. We've been preparing all summer, hundreds of employees, getting school buses, buildings, the lawns, the classrooms, the HVACs, the food, all of that prepared. Wonderful people in the central office getting plans that will produce the kind of results that we want our students, our own children to have, much less our students. And so as a county, Clayton County is ready and poised for the best start of the school year ever.
Not just ready, but ready for the best. That's what we
That's
like to
right.
hear,
That's
right?
right.
Making sure that our students have the best opportunities.
That's right.
What's anything different from the start of school this year compared to years past? Any challenges, that hurdles we're facing?
Well, there'll always be challenges, but we see those as areas to capitalize on. We
Yes.
ended last school year on a high note. We had one of the largest graduation classes we ever had. We had historic graduation rates, not just for our regular ed students, but also students with disabilities. We see that we moved over 739 children out of our early intervention program. We increased our AP program by 51%.
Wow.
With historic numbers, over 800 students scoring 3s, 4s, and 5, which are qualifying scores on AP examinations. And we know how we did it, so that means we can repeat it. So we walk into this year with that same level of excitement. We have great partners with the Rollins Center. They are helping us with our science of reading in our early grades, because we believe that justice for all children is children being able to read by first grade. And so we're moving in some positive directions. We have the United Way as a partner. $4.5 million is what they have invested into our cause. And so we're excited about where we're going. We're excited about our teachers. We're excited about our plans. This is going to be a great school year in Clayton County.
It's going to be a great year. And I love that you talked about having students being able to read in first grade, because as we know, by the time we get to third grade, that reading level is a big determination for the potential future. And
Absolutely.
I know that at least in Atlanta Public Schools, we talked a lot about that reading level. What does it look like in Clayton County schools, that focus to make sure that that third grade reading level is not just at where it needs to be, but above where it needs to be, and any other focuses that you all are looking at?
Yeah, well, literacy is the focus because that's foundational to all of our other learning. We're opening our early learning center this year. And so actually we have the ribbon cutting today at 5 o'clock, but it will take pre-K 3 students. That means 3-year-old students will be coming into our system for the first time. Our dedication to educating our community is such that we know that we don't get funding for 3-year-olds, but because making sure students can read is so foundational and it's a matter of equity, we're pulling them in early and educating them. We continue our work with the Atlanta Speech School and the Rollins Center. I don't know if you know this, but they're some of the foremost authorities on the science of reading in the country. And so they've been helping us with our kindergarten and first grade students. Now they're going to reach back to our pre-K 3, pre-K, first grade, kindergarten, and first grade, and do some of the work with our second grade students as well, so we can move everyone. For us, It's a commitment to put the best teachers in the earliest grades, because we know that when those students have the best teachers early, they're able to do better because their teachers are better. And it's just an overall commitment. We believe that we're 26 letters of the alphabet, 44 sounds, and a host of rules around those sounds away from being the Clayton County of our dreams, and we're working toward that effort.
Absolutely. Love to. That foundation is so important.
Very.
Because with a shaky foundation, the building will fall, right?
That's correct.
Can I ask about school safety? Because
Absolutely.
we know that this is something that, of course, is a concern for parents every single day when they send their kid back, or excuse me, when they send their kid to school,
Right.
they want them to come back safe.
Yes.
What is top of mind when it comes to safety concerns, especially, and I know Clayton County obviously has schools at every level. We're talking about this sentencing for
Yes.
Appalachia High School shooting was way out of Clayton County and Barrow County.
Sure.
But this is still a reminder of the unfortunate reality for some students. So when it comes to school safety, what's top of mind for you all this year?
Just keeping our students safe. You know, parents have an expectation, and it's probably the same expectation those of us who have children have. Even if you do not educate my child, I want them to come back the way that they came to you. And so we have metal detection in our secondary schools, that's middle and high. We have purchased metal detection for our elementary schools because every once in a while it's necessary. We have wanding. We have SROs in our middle schools. We have 2 SROs in our high schools. We have CSOs, which is basically a security officer at our elementary schools. And on the outside, we have security that rides around and monitors the school daily. We have crossing guards because that's another area of safety. We have a lot of children who are crossing intersections and have to get to school. So we have our crossing guards. But also, we're starting to look at things like cell phones. You know, there's a new ban that's coming. In fact, the law takes place fully next year. We've already been implementing that at the early grades, and although it's not official, we're transitioning our high school students by saying, hey, everyone, bell to bell, phones are away. And
that's something
acclimating.
are you testing that this year?
We are. Well,
Yeah.
we've done it full-fledged with our elementary and middle schools already, but this year high school, well, we've been doing it with high schools as well, but this year we put some teeth to it. Working with parents so that they also understand. That's one of the ways parents can help us. Let's collectively as adults say, no cell phones, because it's the law, but also because adults say so. Adults say so because we're saying this is the best thing for your education at this time. Let's put away the screen time and start to do some real deep diving into our educational experience and get away from some of the things that hinder us. We know that the overuse of cell phones has something to do with mental illness and a lot of other things. And so I think the state was right to say, hey, let's put away the cell phones and let's learn. And so we're asking our parents to help us. But we have multiple things in place. We have qualified caring adults in every classroom. That's a matter of safety. And so we believe that we're going to have one of the safest years as well. And so we work towards it every day.
Thank you so much for that. As interim superintendent, what does the role look like for you? Like, what is in your mind taking in this role? And is this a role that you would like permanently?
That's a great question. I have worked in public education now 31 years. My history is that I came by means that are much different from some people. My first job was on the back of a trash truck, and I worked as a teacher, worked my way up. I was a CFO, CHRO, which is the Chief Human Resource Officer. I've held many jobs, principal, teacher, everything. My desire is to help. And so, be it God's will, then the responsibility will be what it needs to be. What I'll continue to do rather than think about that is I'll continue to do the work at a high level. Why? Because the children are still waiting. The children are still in need. The purpose is still there. And we understand, I understand greatly that education can change everything. Everything that we see negative can be changed. When children can read, they have greater empathy. When children can read, there's less war. When children can read, they can decipher a world and not need to look on TikTok and other things to see whether or not they fit in a world. They know they fit in a world because they've imagined a world that was in a book. And so children who can't travel can see things they've never seen before. So my job right now is providing the vision for 7,500 employees and 50,000 students and their families to make sure that Clayton County has the highest level of education it can, and that children are able to realize their dreams, and that legacies will be affected that I won't live long enough to see. So I'm savoring the moment. I'm sure our Board of Education will do the thing that's necessary, and I'll continue to work with our team to make sure that we have a great school district.
So what I'm hearing is that you are focused on this year, but you would welcome the opportunity to serve full-time.
It's been my life's work, so yes.
Thank you so much for your
Yeah.
answer. You had mentioned a word to parents in regards to cell phones.
Yes.
I'd like you to take the next minute for a message to parents on anything else, a message to them
Sure.
as we prepare to, as you all prepare to
Sure.
welcome their students and as they prepare to send their kids to school.
I know that coming to school in the beginning of the school year means different things to different parents. For elementary parents, there's a lot of fear because you're passing your baby on to someone else. For students at the secondary level, for some of their parents, it's just a concern of whether or not you'll be influenced in negative ways, or will you be seen, will you be heard. What I want the parents of Clayton County to know is that we're going to make every effort not to see all students, because when we say all, some students fall through the crack. We're going to see every student because every student has a face. This is not a spectator sport. You can't sit on the sideline and expect that your child just be educated. You've got to get in the game. What does that mean? I know that everyone can't come to the school. Everyone can't always be involved in terms of their presence, but be present at home. Shake a book bag. Ask the child who their friends are. Take away the phone at home sometimes too. Make sure they're doing their homework. Meet the teacher that will spend the next 180 days with your child, right? Call the school when necessary. When there's an issue, approach the school with humanity and expect that you be given that same humanity back. I think if every parent will commit to just that, and for the parents who have the younger kids, 26 letters of the alphabet, go through those. To the best of your ability, go through the sounds. If you need us to help with that, we can help with that. But if you'll do just those things, you will put us all in a better position to be successful. We want that partnership, so we welcome it. Be our partners would be my message to parents.
And that's your message to parents. Now I want you to do the same thing on the other side, your teachers, your staff, everybody who's already been working.
Yeah.
It seems like they probably haven't really taken a break, maybe one little vacation.
Probably one little vacation. We have many teachers who we just left. They were training vigorously, getting ready, and they're so excited. What I would say to every teacher is that every child matters, right? Regardless of their economic status, regardless of a disability or non-disability, regardless of their gender, regardless of their race, religion, or otherwise, every child matters. And so what I would ask of every teacher is every day, not be perfect, but be consistent and consistently good. What we call Tier 1 instruction is the instruction that should teach every child at what we call the proficient level, where a child can make it in the rest of their life and through society. Be prepared to do that for every child every day. Commit to that. Commit to seeing every child. Commit to addressing all the issues you can. Commit to having humanity towards every child. Sometimes we see children and forget they're children for a reason, and they need adults in their life for a reason. Don't judge them. Help them. As we discipline them, do it not as a matter of revenge, but a matter of challenging and training them to be better than they were in that moment. That moment is not their life. I would challenge every educator, not just teachers, but everybody that comes in contact with children, to see them. Think about your child. Think about what other children go through, and then have the level of empathy that allows you to put your child on another person's child, and then their face, and then and think what you would want for your child. If you can do that, teachers, educators, custodians, everybody who educates, then we can have a better school system. We can have a better world. And so I think Clayton County is poised to be a lighthouse for school districts, not just in the metro area, but across the country. It all starts with decency.
It does. And those interactions, each of those interactions, that can be a lasting impact for a student.
Absolutely.
You ask kids, who's your favorite teacher?
Yeah.
What, or who did you hate?
Yeah.
They'll remember it.
Yeah.
Last thought to the Clayton County community as you all get ready to go to school.
We spent a lot of time in the community just recently canvassing, walking around, because we understand this. Before you can get to day one readiness, sometimes you have to tackle the reality that belongs to parents and their children at this point. For some people, it's hunger. For some people, it's not having clothing. For some people, it's the light bill is due. So we walked around to make sure they understand that their school district is here to support them, and we have resources so we could close the gap between their reality and readiness. And now it's time for us all to get in the game. It's time for the parents to do their role. It's time for the schools to do their role. It's time for children to do their role. It's time for our business partners and stakeholders who support education to do their piece. And when we walk in what we call a coherent structure, we get off Spaghetti Junction, everybody's going everywhere, and get on 75 North together, we can achieve anything. So I would say to parents, I would say to stakeholders outside of the school district, let's go. Let's walk together, let's be partners, and let's figure this out. The kids are still waiting.
Let's go.
Let's go.
It's time.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Douglas Hendrix Sr., interim superintendent of Clayton County Public Schools. We know that you all are ready and going to give the kids the best school year, in your words, this year. So
The children eat first.
the children eat first, and if they eat, if they don't eat, we don't eat.
That's
so
right.
If they eat, we all eat. That's right.
That's right.
Thank you so much for coming
Thank
on. We
you.
truly appreciate it.